Tasting Like a Boss, nighttime edition, at the kitchen table edition. Today we're going to be doing a coffee three-way review of Mast General Store Provisioners. Actually, it's Mast Store Provisioners, but it's Mast General Store. And their flavor, Toasted Carolina Pecan. So a little bit about this store. First off, got this shirt there. I don't know if this shirt's made for the store, but they put their logo on the side here, which is nice. And when I was about to do the review, I talked to my wife about I was going to do the review on that coffee we got at that touristy shop. And she kind of corrected me and said, it's really not a touristy shop. It's more of an old-fashioned shop. It's 2 stories. Walk in, there's a lot of old-fashioned candy, old-fashioned games, retro games. Then you've got some clothing around the other side where we got this. Then there's an upstairs section which has a full, like, camping clothing, camping provisions. Not full camping provisions like an REI co-op or anything, but some camping gear and things like that. It actually was really nice. We've been there a couple of times, but I always assumed it was just one place. So in preparing for today's video, I did a little bit of research, and it turns out there's 10 of them. They've been around since 1883, and the one I've gone to is in Hendersonville, North Carolina. But they're in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. I would suggest actually going to the website if you like history and architecture and things like that, because when you go there, it'll say like history or story or something. And usually when you click there, that's where I wanted to sort of find out, like, when did the store first open? How did they grow? Just to get a flavor of the thing. And instead it had a breakdown of each of the 10 places. And when you click on it, turns out, and I only clicked on 5 of the 10, sorry, wanted to get to the review. But when you clicked on it, it would give you the history of the building that they're in. And it looks like, at least based on what I've seen, that each of the buildings they're in had historical significance to the community they moved into, which I think is kind of cool. Now, they don't roast their own stuff. This is actually made by the West End Coffee Company. I looked into that. They're in Greenville, North Carolina. And so they sell stuff to Mass General Store to sell, as well as a place called Lowe's Food in the Carolinas, a couple of fresh markets there as well. So you can get them online. And if you want to go to Mass General Store to look at it, look at their stuff, you can. The website is www.maststore.com. But if you're also in any of those areas where a shop is, it's kind of nice to go in, especially if you have kids. You don't end up spending a bunch of money on crap you don't need. But let's get to this coffee. Again, Toasted Carolina Pecan. Doing a 3-way, we've got it cold brew, drip, and espresso. I can tell you right now that the drip smelled heavenly, so I'm hoping it tastes good. But let's start with a cold brew. Tasting like a boss. Wow. Oh, wow. That flavor comes at you good. Man, that's really tasty. Tastes like a pecan pie. It tastes like a pecan pie. It tastes like how my wife wanted the, was it the pumpkin? No, that's the Pumpkin King. The pecan and pumpkin, actually I guess it was the Pumpkin King by Bones. She wanted to taste more like a pumpkin pie, but not a pumpkin pie, but a pecan pie. And this, boy, that's sweet. There's no sweetener in this. There's no cream, but that is really good coffee, man. Wow. Well, I guess I'm going to be ordering some stuff for them, because that coffee is really, really tight. So on the cold brew, that is a big thumbs up. This is up. Well, I mean, I don't drink it out of a Bones mug. I should put it this way: it's not a Bones coffee, but that's top notch. So big thumbs up on the cold brew. Definitely go with that. That was cold brew, just, for 12 hours in the refrigerator. Okay. So now, drip. Here we go. Smells great, although not overpowering. It smelled a lot better when I poured it and began the brewing. It's not as strong now. It's okay. I can taste some of the pecan flavor, not as much here as I did in the cold brew at all. So far, I would definitely go with the cold brew. But this isn't a bad cup of coffee. It's just, if it tastes that good in the cold brew, I'm not sure if I would want to have it this way. So on this one here, I think it would be kind of a waste for me because you're not getting the flavors out of it. And not even the smell. At first when I was brewing it did, but not now. Let's move to the espresso, tasting like a boss. That's interesting. Okay. It's one of those things you have and you have to back off a little. You're like, what am I tasting there? There's a definite nuttiness. It's very bright. You think it's going to get sour, sour notes, but it's just really bright. I don't know if I've had a coffee brewed in espresso form that's this bright that doesn't turn sour. So this is something special. I could see actually making this and enjoying this. So just realize if you don't like bright notes, don't put it in espresso. If you're trying to find the dark, earthy flavor, you're not. You're going to get in the high end of the Mast, high end of the flavor. But it isn't pecan flavor anymore. It's some sort of enhanced nuttiness. And it verges on sour, but it's still pleasant. So in summary, drip, I wouldn't waste my time with it. I think my wife likes it, so I'll probably get it for her as well, but not for me. Espresso, sure. I could see doing this if you want something different, because it's definitely something different. It's a high flavored, sour flavored, but without getting gross espresso. So I give that we'll give that a B, maybe a B minus. But cold brew, that pecan flavor, that sweet flavor, that's top notch. That's top quality stuff right there. So hopefully that was good. So Mast store, Provisioners, or Mast General Store, Toasted Carolina Pecan going into my rotation for cold brew, staying out of drip, and the occasional espresso. Till next time, keep tasting like a boss. Hit subscribe, hit like, hit the little notifications bell as well. Thank you for going on me with this journey of coffee. I have some new reviews coming out next week as well as some tips on some cold brewing you guys have been asking for. So I'll do that. It might feel like I'm kind of telling you how to make toast, but it should be fun. Thanks so much, guys.